Opting out of bowl games has become an increasingly common trend in college football. Players choose to forego postseason appearances to prepare for the NFL draft or focus on other priorities. In a rare turn of events this year, not just a few players, but an entire Marshall University team are opting out. Marshall has informed Independence Bowl officials that it will not play in its scheduled game against Army on December 28 in Shreveport, Louisiana. The Bowl's leadership confirmed this decision in a statement on Saturday. As a result, Louisiana Tech, which finished the regular season with a 5-7 record, will replace Marshall in the game. Louisiana Tech was a logical choice to step in as the replacement, given its proximity to Shreveport, just an hour's drive from its campus in Ruston, Louisiana. This made them a convenient option, especially on short notice. The Independence Bowl had been planning a matchup between Marshall and Army, a game highlighted by USA Today Sports as one of the top non-playoff bowl games of the season. However, the significant player losses at Marshall left them unable to compete. Independence Bowl officials said the decision to replace Marshall was due to player unavailability due to activity in the transfer portal. Since December 8, 29 scholarship players have left the Thundering Herd, a massive roster shakeup that has left the team unable to field an entire squad for the bowl game. The exodus of players coincided with the departure of head coach Charles Huff, who left Marshall to take the same position at Southern Mississippi. Huff had led Marshall to a successful 10-3 record this season, capped off by a dominant 31-3 victory over Louisiana Lafayette in the Sun Belt Championship. Despite his success, Huff was working on an expiring contract, and after contract extension talks broke down, he decided to move to Southern Miss. Marshall quickly hired NC State defensive coordinator Tony Gibson as its new head coach. Gibson, a native of West Virginia, has spent much of his coaching career in the state and is now tasked with stabilizing the program after the departure of Huff and many key players. The Independence Bowl organizers expressed disappointment over Marshall's decision to opt out, but also voiced their excitement about the new matchup with Louisiana Tech. Missy Setters, the executive director of the Independence Bowl, stated, "It is unfortunate that Marshall determined they won't be able to compete in the bowl in a couple of weeks. Our goal was to create the best matchup possible for our local and college football fans throughout the country, and we think we did that with two conference champions." She also thanked Louisiana Tech for stepping in on short notice, acknowledging their willingness to take on the Army. The American Athletic Conference champions, the Army, ranked number 18 in the latest USLBM coaches poll, will now face Louisiana Tech in the Independence Bowl. However, the bowl scheduling process is far from simple, as the Army's original opponent, Marshall, left the organizers in a bind. With no other bowl-eligible teams remaining to replace Marshall, the NCAA's Academic Progress Rate (APR) system determined which 5 to 7 teams would be eligible. The NCAA uses the APR system to measure the academic performance of athletic programs. Teams with the highest APR scores are prioritized for bowl game placements. If no other bowl-eligible teams remain, teams with the highest APR are chosen as replacements for any team that opts out, ensuring that a matchup can be made, even with teams that finish the season with a losing record. The process for selecting a replacement team involves several steps. First, all deserving teams are in available bowl opportunities. Once those teams are exhausted, an APR ranking of eligible teams is established. If multiple bowl spots are available, the top-ranked APR teams are selected to fill them. Teams in conferences with a primary contract with a bowl game that are eligible based on their APR rank will be considered for placement in that game. In this case, Louisiana Tech, despite its losing record, was selected as the team with the best chance to take on the Army due to its relatively high APR and regional proximity to Shreveport. The bowl organizers worked quickly to ensure the Army had an opponent, and the Army's coach and athletic department expressed their eagerness to play despite the unexpected change. While the Army-Navy game and other significant postseason matchups get most of the attention, the Independence Bowl's late-game replacement shines a spotlight on the complexities of modern college football season. With transfers and coaching changes affecting teams more than ever, bowl organizers must adapt to the ever-changing landscape, making quick decisions to provide fans with a memorable postseason experience. The game now sets up an intriguing matchup between Army and Louisiana Tech, which should excite Shreveport fans and those watching nationwide. With the Army's other powerful squad and Louisiana Tech's resilient attitude, this year's Independence Bowl could be a game to remember despite its unusual circumstances.